Hi, I'm Casey from Explosive Growth Marketing, and you're probably here because you've attended one of our recent events in either Las Vegas or San Diego or maybe even somewhere else. But I'm glad you're here because today we're offering a whole new type of solution to a whole new type of problem facing e-commerce store owners and other online businesses in 2019. And I'm talking about over-automation. You see, there's this current mindset in email marketing that it's just this set it and forget it type of game. And while automation has its uses, I'm here to tell you that there's really a whole lot more going into it if you have a healthy email account. And what I'm talking about is manual sending or campaigns if you speak Clavio. And you've probably heard us talk a little bit about that at the event you came from, whether it was San Diego or Las Vegas. So I won't dive into all the benefits of campaign sending, guys, but I do want to give you a taste of what that is. But before I do, that solution I'm talking about, that solution to all your email marketing troubles, that is an 8-minute free email audit from the Explosive Growth Marketing team. And getting your audit is super easy. Just click the button below, schedule a meeting for us where we can just get the details we need to deliver you your own 8-minute email audit. And the stuff I'm going to show you right now, it's the kind of stuff that we're going to show you in your own audit. But I'm going to do just a little teaser today, kind of elaborating on the manual sending we talked about at the live event you came from. So enough talking. Let's just go ahead and dive in. Oh, and by the way, you're probably wondering what this 8-minute timer is. In the spirit of the 8-minute email audit, I'm going to try to do this whole little thing I have planned here in about 8 minutes. So here we go, guys. I'm going to start the clock. And this first screen we're on here, I should start by saying I'm going to show you about 3 accounts today. I'm going to show you 3 accounts. We're going to call them business A, B, and C. So this first one, it is business A. Now, at first glance, we can just see that in the last 30 days, this e-commerce store, they have generated about $5,500 of revenue. So they're a fairly small e-commerce store. What's interesting about them is I've been sending from this client for about 6 weeks. So you're seeing about the last 4 weeks of the 6 weeks that I've been sending. And in that time, we've seen their revenue grow to 46% from email. Now, again, these numbers are fairly small, but in comparison to the total revenue this small Shopify store is generating in 30 days, we're doing half of it. And looking at it even further, only 6% of that 5,500 is coming from automation, things like abandoned cart flow. So the bigger missing piece where the real money is, guys, is in campaigns. Now, I know what you're saying, Casey. This is a pretty small store. I already do more revenue than this, and I don't even pay attention to it. But what you're probably not doing, and I would challenge you to go check, I doubt that from manual sending, you are getting 40% of your revenue. I would challenge you to go check that. I doubt that that's happening. If it is, then you probably will understand a lot about what I'm going to go into now. Let me check this timer. All right, we're down to about 6.5 minutes. Okay, so let's move on to Business B. So Business B is a new client where we have not implemented anything yet, really. We just got them today. You can actually see here I just started up their abandoned cart flow. We just switched out their old abandoned cart flow for our flow. That's the only thing I've done for this client. So what we're looking at here is their last 30 days without any help from Explosive Growth Marketing. So you can see in the last 30 days, they've generated over $400,000 in revenue. So quite a bit bigger. Maybe your store's closer to that. Maybe it's closer to business A. It doesn't matter. The principles are the same here. Let's look at the percentages. So from email, they're only getting 1% of that revenue from email. So immediately that tells me, they're not up in that 20% range, 20, 30% range, not 40 like the business A. They're at 1%. So right away I can tell there's a huge opportunity for email marketing here. And actually from automation and campaigns, it's about equal, but both of those are below 1%. Let's call them non-factors, really. There's really email marketing entirely in this account is pretty much a non-factor. Okay, and that's a shame because this list is about 20 times the size of list A, or of business A's list. And you can see, especially from campaigns in particular, what I'm talking about today, with the $2,200 generated, there's only 18 here. like I said, this list is 20 times as large, and they are making so much more in revenue every 30 days. Why can't they do some stuff to make their email kind of kickstart and get going? Well, that's why they're our client now, because that's what we do, is help them turn that around. But let's take a closer look at what's going on in those campaigns. So checking the time here. Perfect. About 4.5 minutes. I think this will work out great. So what we're looking at here is Business A's campaigns. This is the most recent, I think, 10 campaigns it has on one page. We're looking at the most recent 10 campaigns. And let's just say it goes back to January 29th. So this is only going back, it's Valentine's Day today. So this is going back a couple weeks, let's say. And what we're seeing here, just quick glance, all the open rates are between 10 and 30%. That's right where we like to see them, industry standard. Anything lower than that, you're going to be hurting your sender reputation and be getting put in spam folders by the email providers like Google and Yahoo and all them. And if it's higher than 30 regularly, well, then you probably need to be sending to more people, whether that means you need to go collect more emails or just choose to send emails to a larger portion of your list. So we kind of like this 10 to 30 range. That's where we like to live. And also in click rate, we're kind of living between 1 and, let's say, 8%, because I see something up here all the way to 7.2. So 1 to 8%, I love that click-through rate. Conversion from any page to any other page, a 3% is, I'd say, a pretty good conversion to get people to do what you want. And email marketing, anything in this range, I'd be happy with, all things considered here. And what we're also seeing is pretty reliably generated revenue, albeit these are pretty small numbers, but again, $5,500 over the last 30 days. Keep that in mind. Almost half of that's being generated from email, majority of that from these campaign sends. And you can say one goose egg up there, but you know what? I'll take a 20% open rate on an email with almost 3% click-through rate just to get the boost in our sender reputation from the email service providers, so that when I send another bigger sales email, that's probably how these $235 sends are happening, or $441 are happening. It's because we're getting put right where we want to with all the people that we're sending emails to. So we're getting a little bit deeper here. In contrast, let's look at Business B's recent campaigns. So keep in mind, Business A only went back to January 29th. We're actually going back further here. And this is just so unpleasant to the eye. We're basically stepping over dead bodies just to find the ones that are barely clinging on to life. I mean, 3.3 open rate, 0.3 open rate, 0% click-through rate, 0.2% click-through rate is the best on the page. And even these revenues, they don't do anything for me, considering that this list is 20 times as big as Business A's, and they generate just, multiples of revenue to their store. So again, this is just huge untapped potential. And I know what you're thinking. Let me check my time real quick. About 90 seconds left. Okay. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Casey, I know a little bit about Facebook ads, let's say, and I know that it's easy on a small account to get stuff going and to make stuff look good. But when you go to scale, when you do have a list that's 20 times as big, I bet it's just like Facebook ads. I bet you start seeing diminishing returns, and it's a lot harder than it looks. Well, I mean, you do have to understand the climate a little bit, and that's something that we can explain a little bit more in our 8-minute email audit and kind of tailor directly to your business if we do that audit for you. But what's important to remember here is that this list has 20 times the amount of people in it. And that actually is not like the scaling woes of Facebook. That means it has 20 times the potential. And in Business C here, I'm going to show you the proof is in the pudding. So Business C, you can see that they generated almost $1 million, but let's say $900,000 in the last 30 days, and 22% of that came from campaigns. Now, we've been sending from this account for forever, and that is reliably from 20 to 30% in campaigns. And you can see even on an account this big, campaigns is making about a little over 5 times the impact that the automated flows are making. So that's more proof in the pudding that it's not just a set it and forget it type of game. And you can see email marketing as a whole is 26% of their revenue. That's right in line with what we always see from them. Let's see where we're at. 2 seconds. All right. Let me go ahead and turn this off, guys. I'm going to go a little bit over here. I'm going to give you a little bit more than my 8 minutes. Who knows? This might even happen for you if we do an 8-minute email audit for you. Probably end up being 10 minutes. I don't know how to keep myself under. I thought making it 8 would make me rein it in a little bit, but I also like the way that 8 sounds. So we'll say I'll give you an 8-minute email audit and 2 bonus minutes. So here we go. So this list, just to reference, this list is almost twice as big as Business B's. Business C has almost twice as many people on this list. So I don't want to hear anything about how hard it is to scale an account, because this one's twice as large as the one that, we might have just used the excuse where, oh, it's just too big to succeed. You can't make the numbers in line. And again, just to kind of put the proof in the pudding, here is their view of their most recent campaigns. And this one we send pretty regularly from. We've developed a persona. We've developed a connection with the people in this list. The persona we send from, this character we send from, they look at him as a friend, and they're looking forward to his emails, and that allows us to send very often. You can see these 10 emails came in a shorter time span than the other 2 businesses, because we can just send frequently. People will continue to open reliably, and the volume on these clicks, the volume on these opens, the volume on these clicks, even the percentages on the clicks at this amount of volume, it's good. It's what we want to see, and you can see it just kind of in scale. We're reliably generating thousands and thousands of dollars, and over the course of one weekend here, we're talking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And even include Monday. We send an email every day, and we're seeing 5 figures on every one of those. So that's a pretty regular thing for this Business C's weekend sales. We're reliably seeing those 5-figure emails. And we believe that, if you just grow your list reliably over time, you can maintain a healthy email account by kind of doing things the EGM way. And, of course, your business is not any one of these 3. Every business is a little bit different. There's a little nuance to every email account we touch. But that's what we think we can deliver to you in about 8 to 10 minutes, is an audit that will point you in the right direction, help you get all of those email, alligators off your back. And if you want to set up a second meeting, we even do that. We could talk about that after we deliver your email audit. A lot of people have questions. Some people even become clients afterwards. So I'm going to stop talking now, guys. Make sure you click the button, schedule your meeting so we can get the details we need to deliver you your very own 8-minute email audit. Thanks.